My name's Brian. I'm a dad of many trades, and today I've got the whole family with me because today we're going to do a chicken sandwich showdown. So last year in 2020, the big thing was between Popeyes and Chick-Fil-A, but we're going to bring some more contenders into the ring, and we've also got some judges who are going to decide who has the best chicken sandwich. So I have none other than my own family here. We're going to start with Maddox, my son, one daughter, Graceland, another daughter, Neely, and my wife, Anna. And here is all the chicken sandwiches we have. We have Arby's, Kentucky Fried Chicken, Chick-Fil-A, Burger King, Zaxby's, Jack's, and Popeyes. Let's find out who's going to win. All right, so the sandwich we're going to start out with is going to be the Arby's chicken sandwich. Now, this was probably the most expensive chicken sandwich. Before tax, it was $5.59. So let's see if it's worth it. It's like a pretty decently good looking chicken sandwich. Bread looks a little small, and that's an awful lot of mayonnaise. We're gonna cut it up, take some taste tests, and we'll see how it does. All right, so we've got the sandwich cut up mostly into fifths here, and we're gonna start out. Everybody's gonna give their opinion of it, and we're gonna rate it 1 to 10 on a taste scale only. We're just gonna keep it simple with taste. So we're gonna start out with Anna.
I cut the sandwich up, and it was very difficult to cut and very messy. So I don't have a lot of high hopes. The chicken was not tender at all, so.
Keep in mind, this was the most expensive sandwich.
Yes, it was. I prefer roast beef from Arby's, just saying. No chicken there because it slid right off the bun.
Well, that's not a good start.
No.
Let's get you a napkin there.
Thank you. That chicken's nasty.
All right, so 1 to 10, what are you rating it?
3.
Arby's. You're not looking too good to start out with. All right, now we're gonna move over to Neely. Only a 4. Not looking too good for Arby's, folks. All right, Graceland, let's see what you think about it.
Probably a 4.
Probably a 4. And now on to Maddox.
Presentation wise, all I'm going to say, it looks like somebody threw it on the ground and stepped on it.
Thank you, Maddox. We appreciate all the extracurricular comments there.
I'll say a 2.
A 2. All right, now it's on to me. Just keep it rolling. I'll cut out stuff. All right, here we go. It's not as bad as I expected. It's got way too much mayonnaise on it, and this lettuce looks like it's a little bit old, so I think the best I can do here is a 4. All right, Arby's, not looking too good. We'll tally this up later. We'll come back in just a second. We're gonna go on with KFC. All right, now we're moving on to the one that I personally have the highest hope for, and that's gonna be the Kentucky Fried Chicken Sandwich. Now, they recently came out with this probably just within the last year. So I think this is why this one is the best contender for number 1. Do just a quick unpackaging here to take a look at it. They give you this nice aluminum lined bag. And look at that, that is a good, thick, meaty piece of chicken. Now I have to say, when I've had this in the past, it has been a much better piece of chicken, at least as far as looks goes. But we're gonna cut it up, we're gonna try it anyway. All right, so we've got our sandwich fifth up here, and this time we're gonna start with Neely.
Okay.
All right, Neely, tell us what you think.
It's not nearly as messy as the last one was. It all stayed together when I picked it up, so that's a good sign. And it's got a thick piece of chicken, so that's also good.
Okay.
It's really good. I like pickles. So I'm gonna give it a 7.
Nice, okay. And it's got Clausen pickles. Now let's move on to Graceland
I'm
this time.
taking the pickle off. 'Cause I don't like this. I'm pickle on the bone. Besides the pickles, it was good. I'll give it an 8.
Give it an 8? Okay, okay. KFC coming out strong today. All right, Maddox, what's your thoughts about it so far?
Looks pretty good. A little bit of mayo. Too much. Pretty good. I'm gonna give it a 6.
Okay. Now we're gonna move on to me in this one. And I do want to point out that this sandwich was only $4.39, so much cheaper than that Arby's sandwich, especially as pitiful as it was. All right, now I've had these a dozen times, but I'm still gonna give my honest opinion here. Okay, so not quite as good as some of them I've had in the past. I do like the fact that they use Clausen pickles on these, so I'm honestly gonna give it a solid 8. I feel it deserves that. Now we're gonna move on to Anna.
I was a little disappointed when I opened the bag and the piece of chicken wasn't as big as the ones I've had in the past, but it still looks good. I feel like it's not as good as the ones I've had before. Still good, and the chicken's not as juicy. I'm gonna have to go with a 7 this time.
Whoa, KFC not coming out as strong as we hoped. All right, so now we're moving on to Chick-Fil-A. All right, now I did make a mistake on that KFC sandwich. I quoted the price with tax in my area. The cost of the sandwich was actually only $3.99. So even at that, it's a much better value than Arby's. So now we're gonna move on to the Chick-fil-A sandwich. Now the Chick-fil-A sandwich costs $3.79. Let's unbox it here. Much like the KFC sandwich, you got this nice aluminum lined package. And there it is, what many people call the de facto chicken sandwich. And as you can see, that's a pretty nice piece of chicken on there. Chick-fil-A does not put any sauce. They put you a couple pickles on there, but there's no mayonnaise sauce or anything like that. So we'll get this one cut out. And next time we're gonna start with Graceland. All right, we're gonna start out with Graceland here, and she has to cheat and take the pickles off. So we'll let her do that.
Okay. So, pretty good. I always like Chick-fil-A, so I have 5 pickles. The bun's really nice. Chicken's also good. I give it a 9.
Awesome. It's got a 9. Chick-fil-A's already looking good here. All right, now we're on to Maddox.
Bun's a little dry, but other than that, it looks pretty good. It's pretty good. I mean, it's Chick-fil-A. Can't go wrong with Chick-fil-A.
All right, what you gonna rate this one?
8.
All right, going in with an 8. All right, so now it's my turn. It's a good looking chunk of chicken on there. I've had Chick-fil-A before, but it's been a while. We'll see how this goes. I've got to disagree with Maddox about the bun. I think the bun is actually really good. That's kind of one of the things I like the most, but it's a good tasting piece of chicken right there. I really like it. I'm going to rate it about an 8 myself. I'll edit that out. Or maybe not.
All right, so I'm gonna be nice and I'm gonna give Neely the bigger piece of chicken. So I'll take the small one.
Oh, Miss Anna's being sweet here.
No, that didn't happen often. I always love the way that Chick-fil-A's bread is. It always feels amazing and it tastes really, really good. So high hopes. Chicken's not as moist as usual, but still the bread is really good. I'm gonna give this an 8.
All right, solid 8s. And 1 9.
I'm gonna go ahead and say I like that they don't put sauce on it because I like to put avocado and ranch on it, and I'm not a big fan of mayonnaise.
Pro moves.
Yeah. I love Chick-fil-A. I think I'm gonna give it. Can we give halves?
That's up to you.
I want to give it a 9.5.
Oh, a 9.5. Very solid
It's
offering.
not the best I've had from there, but it's top notch.
Okay. Chick-fil-A setting the bar so far. All right, so now we're going with one of our shadow contenders, in my opinion, and that's going to be Burger King. Now we're moving on to this Burger King chicken sandwich. Now this one comes in at $4.79. So far this is one of the higher priced sandwiches, but Arby's still takes the top billing as far as price goes.
Whoa.
Whoa, that is one big chicken sandwich. Now we're gonna throw something out to our coworker Fran here because she is the one that suggested this. I gotta say, that's a massive piece of chicken. Looking at the inside right here, they got a little sloppy with the mayonnaise and the pickles, but those look like some Clausen pickles also. So as far as the pickles goes, KFC may have a run for its money. We'll get it cut up, work our way around the table. So we're gonna start out with Maddox this time. All right, Maddox, what's your thoughts as you go to take a bite of this masterpiece that's before you?
Looks pretty good. The bun is a little bit oily, but other than that, it looks pretty good. Mayonnaise has a little bit of twang to it, and that's not really a good thing, I'd say. I'd give it a 5.
A 5, ooh. So looking good, but maybe not tasting so great. All right, so it's my turn here. And I'm gonna make sure to get a section with some pickles on it because I like pickles. Yeah, that mayo does have it has a funny smell too. Let's try it out here. All right. I'm definitely not a fan of the mayonnaise. If I got it again, I'd probably get it without the mayonnaise. The chicken seems pretty tender, but the mayonnaise just kind of overpowers it. Yeah, I don't like the chicken either, so I'm gonna have to give it a 4. No, I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna give this one a 3. It's no.
Okay, so I personally like mayonnaise, so I'm gonna try to find a piece that's got a little bit of mayonnaise on it. Okay, I'll go for this one. Let's look here. Oh, yeah, that's is that right? Is it supposed to smell that way?
This is not even gonna make it down the hatch here.
I'm sorry. That's getting a 0.
Oh, we got our first goose egg of the day. All right, let's move on to Neely.
Well, I'm scared because I don't like mayonnaise. And can we note that this is yellow?
Yeah, maybe it's not mayonnaise. Maybe it's some of their special sauce or something like that. But it kind of looks like mayonnaise.
And I could smell it across the table when Brian was eating it, so. Ugh, okay. It didn't taste as bad as I thought it would, but the bread's kind of soggy from all of the mayonnaise. So I'm gonna give it a 4.
Still in the brutality range.
Don't really want to try it. But I guess I have to.
Make sure you get those pickles off there.
Yeah. That sauce is not good.
No, there's an aftertaste.
I give it a 1.
Oh, she gave it a 1. Oh, okay.
Personally, I think the mayo killed it. I think the chicken itself was good.
Okay. So the family has spoken. Burger King, not looking too good in this one. Had a very solid visual opening as far as the way the sandwich looked, but then you open it up and start looking at it and the tasting, just not there. All right, so now we're gonna be moving on to Zaxby's, indescribably good. So we're back, we're gonna go with Zaxby's this time. Now, this sandwich comes in at $5.79. So by far, so far, the most expensive sandwich that we're gonna test today. It's gonna beat out Arby's by about 20 cents, gonna beat out Burger King by a whole $1. So we're looking at this packaging, kind of similar to a couple of other ones. They give you this nice foil lined package. And just like what you would expect from Zaxby's, that is a big, meaty looking sandwich. Picking it up here, now this was supposed to have no spicy seasoning on it. So the bun's a little stuck to it, but that's a modest looking piece of chicken. It's very sizable. Overall, it kind of almost looks like something you'd get at your high school lunchroom, but there are some pickles on the bottom, so there's hope there. So we'll see how this one works out. All right, so Graceland wanted to try this first because she has very high hopes for Zaxby's here.
I love Zaxby's, especially with the Zax sauce, which we're also going to try. First, we're going to try it without it, and then we're going to try it with it.
And a nice little container of Zax sauce there.
So, the big piece of chicken. Obviously, going to take the pickles off. But a nice big chunk of chicken. Chicken's well cooked. The bun's pretty nice. So, I'll try it with that sauce. I'm giving it an 8.
Ooh, good solid 8 there. All right, Maddox, are you going with and without the Zax sauce on this one?
Yeah, I'll do it, but I'm going to rate it without the Zax sauce as my final rating.
Okay.
I'd say it looks pretty good. I think the bun and the chicken have a good moisture level. Pickles are a little bit sweet, but the chicken and the bun are pretty good.
You want to rate it first before you do the Zax sauce?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to give it an 8.
Very solid, very solid.
Zax sauce is just even better.
All right, so there we have it. So, like Maddox, I'm going to rate just the basic sandwich by itself, and then I'll throw the Zax sauce in there with it. So, it's a very good, solid piece of chicken in there, that's for sure. That tastes pretty good. It's got their mild seasoning on it. I would probably like it a little bit spicier, but it's pretty good. So I think without the sauce, I'm going to rate it about a 7. I don't think the chicken's the best flavor that I've had, so it's a good solid 7 in my opinion. Now I'm going to try it with the sauce. Yeah, the sauce definitely adds to it. I would probably rate it higher with the sauce, but we're just going with the chicken by itself. So, pretty good sandwich though.
Okay.
Now we're gonna move on to Neil.
I've had this before and I really liked it. And I do like that they give you Zax sauce. So if you don't want it, you can have it without it. But I like it. I think I'm gonna give it an 8 because it is very good. It just needs some sauce with it, and then they give you Zax sauce. So. With the sauce, I'd rate it a 9, but since we're doing just a sandwich, I'll give it an 8.
All right.
All right. Wow, that is a big piece of chicken for sure. Presentation was good. The chicken looks great. Smells good. That's probably some of the best chicken tonight. Without the sauce, it's really good. Oh yeah. The sauce takes it up to a whole new level. I'm gonna have to go 8.5.
Wow.
Might be a 10 with the sauce. If you go ahead and just put the sauce on the sandwich, yeah, it knocks it out of the park.
All right, high command at Zaxby's. If you listen to this, you might want to throw a little sauce on the sandwich. Now we're going to move on, and I'm going to skip Jack's. I'm saving that one for last because I have very high hopes. Now next is Popeyes. And this is one that a lot of people had to rave about last year. They put it up head to head with the old Chick-Fil-A, the old standard. So we're going to see how Popeyes fares. Personally, I don't have real high hopes for it. That's why I've saved Jack's for last. But we'll see how Popeyes does right here. All right, so here we are with the Popeyes sandwich. Now, this sandwich, price-wise, weighs in at $4.79. So it ties for third for the most expensive sandwich on our list today. Give you this nice package, much like 4 of the others. They give you that nice aluminum filling. That's a big sandwich. Oh, there's a solid piece of sandwich. Is that mayonnaise all over it? I'm a little uncertain about this, y'all. That's a lot of mayonnaise. And even Anna is agreeing with me on this, and she absolutely loves mayonnaise, but that's a lot of mayonnaise. And this mayonnaise is very pasty looking. So I almost thought it was cheese on top of the sandwich, but
I'm not digging this smell.
Really? Okay.
No.
All right, we're gonna cut this bad boy up and see what happens. All right, so before we get started, before we even cut this thing up, we had to scrape some of the mayonnaise off, and just to look, man, that's a ton of mayonnaise. So you can see what a difference it makes just removing some of the mayonnaise. So we may have given Popeyes a little bit of an edge right here over what it came out of the package as, but my God, that's a ton of mayonnaise. So my man Maddox here wanted to start out with this one. So go ahead, Maddox, give us your thoughts before you take a taste here.
Me starting out was before we discovered the biohazard that is the mayonnaise. On the car ride I was driving, I thought this would be the best one, but it seems not. The chicken looks pretty good, but looks can be deceiving. This kind of looks like a cucumber rather than a pickle, which, I mean, pickles are cucumbers, but still.
Oh, he had to dive in on that one.
It doesn't taste too bad. I'd probably give that a 5.
Okay, all right. So about halfway up the scale. Not super great, but not horrible.
So, yeah, there's already going to be points taken off because of us having to scrape all the mayonnaise off. But like Maddox said, the chicken is pretty good. It looks pretty good. It's thick as well, so. A little hard to bite into on that one part. It's really dry. So I'm giving it 3.
3. All right, going to Neely.
Okay. Kind of scared. Getting low ratings. Okay, can I mention that when you squeeze it, mayonnaise still pops out of it?
Oh, God.
Anyways, I'm just gonna go for it. The bread it smells like King's Hawaiian rolls.
Hey, that could be a plus.
Keep that in mind. It's good. I'm sorry to talk with my mouth full, but I can barely chew it because it's really tough. I'm gonna give it a 4.
All right, and as we pass on to Anna over here, this was the last sandwich we picked up of the day, so it should have been the freshest one.
I love mayonnaise, but that was disgusting. Like, that was just Turned me totally off.
Popeyes, you're hearing it from a mayonnaise lover. You need to up your game on that.
Yeah. The chicken does look good. I was impressed by the size of the pickles. So we'll see. That chicken is tough. That cucumber is not pickled. That's like a homemade pickle kind of almost. That didn't get pickled all the way. So I think I'm gonna have to go with a 5 on this one.
Okay. That's better than what I thought you'd do on it. All right, I just want to point out, nobody has finished eating their section sandwich yet, so let's just see how this goes. Okay, so I didn't get any pickle on mine. I kind of like the bread, but the chicken itself is kind of tough. The flavor of the crust around it is actually what I would say is the best thing next to the roll. Well, the roll and the crust, I'll put those together, but I'm not really impressed with the chicken, and I don't like mayonnaise personally. I like a little bit, but having to scrape that off was pretty bad. So overall, I'm gonna give it a 4. I feel like I might need to go, actually, let's go 4.5 on that one. I'm gonna give it an extra half point because the bread and the crust does redeem it some. All right, so now we are down to the very last one, and that's gonna be Jack's. Now, Jack's was not my favorite contender coming into this one, but I've got high hopes for it. So here we go, the Big Jack's chicken sandwich here. Now, this sandwich comes in at $4.49. So it's gonna be 4th or 5th on the list, depending how you look at it. And so far, being expensive does not pay off when it comes to the flavor. So that's a pretty solid looking chicken sandwich right there. And that is one of the best looking pieces of chicken that we've had all day. Looks like there's no mayonnaise on it. It does have pickles, lots of pickles, which I like to see. Not everybody at the table will agree with me on that, but it's good to see on the sandwich. So let's cut it up and see how it does. We're gonna start off with Neely on this one. She has high hopes for it as well.
Okay, this is my favorite chicken sandwich personally. Like whenever I go places and want chicken sandwich, this is where I go. So that's why I wanted to go first. First off, it has a big piece of chicken. It doesn't have any sauce, which I like because I like to put my own sauce on it, and a bunch of pickles. Okay, I will say the chicken's a little dry today.
Oh!
So it's still really good. It has a good flavor. It's just a little dry. So I'm gonna give it a 7.5.
Whoa.
I'm still eating another piece though.
All right, now we're on to Miss Anna.
Okay, I was impressed when I took it out of the packaging because of the size of the chicken. It does look good. Jack's changed and went to these different buns a couple years back, and I'm really not too sure about those, but they do taste pretty good, so maybe they'll be good on this chicken sandwich. Okay, the chicken is dry, like Neely said, but the taste of the pickle with absolutely zero sauce is great. I would have even dipped it in pickle juice probably. So I'm gonna give this about probably an 8.5.
Wow, okay. Now we are on to Graceland, and as usual, she's got to remove some pickles here, so we'll give her a second to do that.
When I did remove the pickles, the crust on it looked very nice and crunchy, which I like. And the chicken is a good size as well. It is dry, but with some sauce, it'll be good. So I give it an 8.
Okay. Jack's coming in pretty solid so far. All right, on to the boy.
Let's see. Just from first glance, it looks pretty good. The chicken is pretty big. Pickle doesn't look as unpickled as Popeyes. Looks pretty good. Yeah, chicken is kind of dry. The buns are good. The pickle's pretty good. I can give this an 8.5.
Okay.
I will say the chicken did have a little bit of a char taste, which is pretty good in my opinion.
Okay. It's my turn. Not gonna mess around, just gonna dig right in. Yeah, the chicken is dry. I can see where that's causing a little bit of a problem here. Normally, I would say I would have liked just a little bit of mayonnaise on here, but I see what Neely means. It's actually pretty good without it. And it's something I could definitely go back in and add later on. I'm going to give this one an 8. It was very good. I like it. We are back with our final scores right here, and we're going to go work our way up the list from worst to best based on taste. So we're going to start out. The worst, number 7, was Burger King. Burger King came in at $4.79 price-wise, and it only got 13 out of 50 points. That's a pretty sad offering for Burger King. Moving up the list at number 6, we have Arby's. Arby's came in today with one of the most expensive sandwiches that we tried out, but it was also one of the lowest on the list, earning only 17 out of 50 points. Now we're going to move on up to number 5. That's going to be Popeyes. Popeyes came in at $4.79 price-wise, so definitely not the most expensive, but still way on up there in price. And Popeyes sadly only got 21.5 out of 50 points. Coming in at number 4, and what would have been my personal favorite coming into this was going to be KFC. KFC cost $3.99, and it earned 36 out of 50 points, which is really not that bad. I just expected a lot more out of KFC, but today it just didn't come in on top. Moving up now, we have number 3. It's going to be Zaxby's. Zaxby's was $5.79. That is the most expensive sandwich on the list. And Zaxby's earned 39.5 points. So a very, very solid offering from Zaxby's. Number 2 is going to be Jack's. $4.49 for the cost of the sandwich, and it earned 40.5 out of 50 points. So very, very solid from Jack's, and I think we all expected Jack's to come in right at the top of the list. And now for our number 1 and winner, drum roll please, that's going to be Chick-Fil-A. So Chick-Fil-A had the cheapest sandwich on the list at $3.79, and Chick-Fil-A earned 42.5 points out of a possible 50. Putting them coming in at a solid number 1 on our list today. So there you have it. Just because your chicken sandwich is the most expensive doesn't mean it's the best. And Burger King by far was the most disappointing, followed real close by Arby's and Popeyes. So we're going to go around the table right here and just get everybody's final opinions.
The Lord Chicken always wins.
That's correct. The Lord's chicken always wins. Now let's go to Anna.
Everything was okay. Some was better. Some were better than others. I was a little disappointed in KFC, but I think had we got it at a different location, it might have been spot on. But the Lord always prevails.
I'm very disappointed in Popeyes. I thought it'd be a lot better. But I think Chick-Fil-A does deserve the number 1 spot.
Okay, I have my wing woman with me today.
There's Renifred. There's my grandcat, everyone. Say hello.
She's mean. She was trying to wave. But we personally thought that Jax was going to win because Jax is our favorite. But the chicken was just a little too dry today. So overall, Chick-fil-A was the best in my opinion. And Rennie thinks so too. Stamp of approval.
Yeah, she's obviously mad about it. So I'm sitting here looking at this list, and I got to say, I'm very disappointed in how KFC performed today. And I think it's kind of one of those any given Sunday football situations. And like Anna, I think that if we had gotten KFC from a different location, it would have been a much better showing today. But Graceland's right. The Lord's Chicken came out on top, followed closely by Jack's. Now, I got to say, Jack's was a very solid sandwich, and I knew it would be, but I just didn't think it was going to be able to beat out KFC. But at the end of the day, the Lord's Chicken is on top. And I got to say one more time how disappointed I am in Burger King, Arby's, and Popeyes, especially for the cost of those sandwiches. But I want to thank all of my family members for participating in this. I hope you guys had a lot of fun watching this. I know we had a lot of fun doing it. My name's Brian. I'm a dad of many trades. Thanks for watching.
Eat more chicken!